Hi guys, today I talked to a stranger, attempted to. It was a person I targeted on the bus stop. Like we would go, I would spotted her on the bus stop, and I'm like, oh, I'll go to her bus stop. Sometimes I would do that. I would go to like the other bus stop to talk to some specific people because there's more people in that bus stop. I imagined like walking up to her, like strangely, there was several days where she was distant from everyone, like everyone is waiting on the stop and she's like way away. Then one day, I'm coming like, yeah, like I'm coming like, yeah, today I'm here. And then I saw her coming from the distance, and there was only the two of us. There was a day where I didn't talk to her because I didn't want to feel like a predator, because it will feel too like, oh, now this guy is on my stop and now he's talking to me. Oh, like I was scared it will make things too obvious. There's another day that comes. I see her arriving from this distance. I'm smiling at her, but she doesn't look at me. She just goes like she just like stays ahead. Like I'm here like smiling at her. Not like that, but I'm here smiling at her. But she just goes towards her targeted area. And then she just sits on the corner. She's not distant this time. She's not like next to wood, next to the trees. She sits in one corner. So this is where I'm thinking, okay, like I'm getting the feeling that she wants to specifically avoid people. She wants to avoid people. And she's sitting in a corner. Well, in the shadows, it's very sunny, very hot. I'm like, okay, she doesn't want people to talk to her. She doesn't want to be seen. She's avoiding eye contact. She's looking at her phone. So I'm in the other corner under the shadows, also hiding from the sun. Today I saw her from a distance again. And I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm looking at her. She's still not looking at me. She goes sitting at the same corner. This is where my thoughts goes, okay, she doesn't want to talk to anyone. She doesn't cares about it. She doesn't want me to talk to her. She doesn't want to talk to anyone. Then I'm also thinking, yeah, but you could just talk to her anyways. You could just like try and see. Maybe she'll be like, oh, someone talks to me. Oh. I'm like standing like, okay, she doesn't want me to talk to her. She doesn't care. And then I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So she's sitting in her corner. I woke up. She doesn't have headphones as usually. So I'm like, this is the cue. She's just looking at videos, like I could hear the videos. I'm just walking up to her while she's sitting. And I'm saying, hi, hello. And she's like looking at me. I'm staring, looking at her. She's like, yes. And then I'm like, fuck, okay. This is the sign that she doesn't want to talk. When someone doesn't say hello, when someone just says, like, what do you want from me, right? Like, yes. Like, what? You have something you want to say? You know? She looked at me and then she said yes. So it's like, oh shit. Okay, she doesn't want to talk. So then I just said like, I said something like, yo, you're working like far away. Like you walked very far because I saw you yesterday. Then she was like, yeah, well, yesterday was a holiday. I wasn't working. And I was like, huh? What the fuck? Because I was seeing her. Someone gave me a lift after work. So I got to see where the hell was she coming from. Like I thought she was working at a supermarket diagonally, but no, I saw her walking way further. So that's what I was trying to highlight, commenting on. I was like, "Yo, I thought you were working at the supermarket, but I saw you walking from way further." And she was like, "Oh no, just a little further." Anyway, yeah. And then it just kind of ended. Like she just like looked back at her phone, and I just like backed off. This is this is where I felt like it wasn't really worth anything. Like it didn't really amount to anything. Like I don't feel cool about this conversation. I don't feel satisfied, and I didn't. I didn't feel satisfied about it. There are some times where you would feel like awkward, like taken aback. I think my awkwardness is not strong nowadays. Like I don't feel super like, oh shit, this was so cringe nowadays. but I still felt like I felt weird after this interaction. Like I felt super weird. Like she just like it just ended like abruptly. She still kind of threw some comments like, "Oh, it must have been someone else." It's like, "Oh, just a little bit. It's not so bad." I'm surprised because this is more than the minimum. The minimum would be just to say, no, I wasn't working yesterday," and then that's it. But she still added something, but like it still ended abruptly afterwards. After I said something, she just looked at her cell phone, and like, I just walked in front a little bit. Looked at my cell phone. I was actually looking for something, and I was like, okay, so how do I like disengage, keep calm, because I kind of felt uncomfortable because it ended very abruptly. Then I was just waiting. It didn't end there. In the sense of like, she had to witness something. We're getting into the bus. She's sitting somewhere behind me. And then there's a lady in front of me. The bus is driving. There's a lady that is touching the handle. It's an emergency exit handle. Like I think she's trying to like open the window because it's very sweaty, it's very hot. I'm seeing her like pull the handle and I'm stressing. I already saw a baby touching the handle and I was stressing. Like I felt like just approaching and being like, "Hey, yo," or telling to the mother or telling the baby, "Don't touch this." Because I don't know what the fuck happens when you touch the emergency handle. Does the bus just stops? Does the door just goes? So I see this lady fucking touching the handle. I see the lady with her kid looking at her, and I'm like kind of starting to lean in. I'm getting ready to stand up. I'm ready to intervene to tell her like, "Yo, don't touch that." I don't know what would happen, but then she like it looks like she's reading the note where it says emergency exit, but then she keeps touching it, and I can see like the huge window kind of starts to like kind of open. Like she touches the handle, and I'm like, I'm getting up. I'm walking up to her. So I'm walking up to her. I'm leaning in towards her, and as soon as I'm saying, "This is not the window," she goes. "Eee!" She fucking yells. She screams. It's like I'm like I'm just standing. I'm like, holy shit! Now everyone is witnessing. Everyone is witnessing me standing up, walking up to this lady, standing up, looking at her, leaning in towards her, and then they certainly, if people haven't looked, they certainly are looking now. As soon as this lady fucking screamed, and people see me standing over her. So I'm just waiting, and then I keep telling her as she goes, I keep telling her, "This is not the window. I don't think this is the window." And she just, I don't know what the fuck. She looks like she's slow or something. She's like one of these old people that are like that just keep staring at you, and you're ready to disengage or something. So then I go and sit back where I was, and she turns to look at me, and she's like, "Oh, thank you." Then she's pointing at it or pointing at the note, and then I also point like, I think that's the window, because there's also a handle on top. There's like the big window, which I think is the emergency exit, and then there's a small window on top, and I'm pointing towards that. And then she's like looking at it. She's like keeps looking at me. At this moment, I feel uncomfortable because here we are, like people probably looking at me, probably trying to figure out who the fuck I am, or am I like a murderer or something? Like trying to figure out what the hell was I doing. And then she's just still staring at me. I was going to like consider maybe like helping her, and then I'm like, oh, fuck this shit. It's way too far, and I don't want to play this game. I don't fucking touch any windows anymore. Ever since that moment where there's a girl who decided to open a window, but I was at her seat afterwards, and then the driver comes and says, "Yo, guys, close the window. I need someone to close the window. I can't drive." And then I had to like figure out how to fucking close this window. And I was telling the lady, "Yo, he's telling to close the window," and she tells me, "Can you do it?" And the fucking window would close. So ever since that one moment, I'm not touching the fucking windows again, man. Doesn't matter how hard it is, I'm not touching the windows. So yeah, so this entire time I was just thinking about this girl to who I talked to before. I have no idea how she found this conversation. And then she witnesses the woman scream because of me. She looks and I'm standing over her, like I'm looking, saying something to this lady. So what does she thinks of me now, Or maybe she thinks I'm the main character. Again, best case scenario, let's imagine the positive. Because I'm not a psycho, bro. So why would people think I'm a psycho, right? So let's imagine the positive. Maybe she just thinks, oh, I'm the main character, bro. Look at this guy doing side quests. I'm literally doing side quests. The same day I saw a fucking dog in the middle of the street being lost. There was a guy that was smiling at me. I'm like, yo, there's a dog. There's a lost dog. And he's like, really? Oh, shit. And then the dog went towards him and I just ditched him with the dog. He was like, he didn't know what to do, but I had to go to an appointment. And then I came back. I was looking for this dog 2 hours after. I was asking people, hey, do you know this dog? Do you know this dog? Because I took a picture of him before. I was literally doing a side quest. I'm literally in a video game right now. Anyways, yeah. So there are different outcomes. Even now, there's times where I would speak to someone and I would feel relieved. I would feel happy that I did something. There are other times when I would talk to a stranger and it's just based on their response. Their response dictates how you feel afterwards. If someone if someone has been really disengaged, like you suspect they didn't give a fuck about this conversation, this is where I'm like, I don't feel good. I don't feel, oh, I challenged myself. I just feel like it wasn't worth it. But the problem is, you never know in advance. And I don't want to wait for someone to just seem super like to find me chill or to be super interested in me because that can happen in fucking ages. Anyways, yeah, I'll go to sleep. Peace.